What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to another Pablo video. This one is a little bit different. A lot of you guys don't know this, but about a year ago, I had a hair transplant. Yes, I did. Wow. You lying? Shocker. Boom. Personally, I was struggling a lot with, like, one of my biggest insecurities was hair loss. Main reason being my whole life is public. I do thirst traps for the most part. Why are my hands different colors? This is kind of weird. Sorry, I have pretty bad ADHD. But anyways, over a year ago now. I do want to disclose that there will be a bit of blood, just from like my head. But yeah, no, if you don't like blood, click off now, go watch one of my other YouTube videos. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy and take care. Almost a year and a month, actually a year and a month. But my hair loss was one of my biggest insecurities because I felt that if I lost my hair, I could not do thirst traps anymore. It sounds stupid, but it's kind of how I make money. So yeah, and when I shaved my head, I had a lot of support. Like, oh my gosh, Pablo, you look good, blah, blah, blah. But it kind of felt like, you know, I just didn't, I don't mind being bald. I just didn't want to be bald yet. You know, I wanted to maybe be bald when I'm 30 something or whatever. And basically this video is going to be me talking about the experience. Would I do it again if I went back in time? Would I still do it? The pros, the cons. Do I think you should do it? Did I like my results? You know, all of it. I'm basically going to talk about it. And I have a lot of videos of when I went to Istanbul to do my hair transplant, where I did it, how much it cost, all that stuff. It's going to be talked about in this video. So if you are interested in getting that done to yourself, or you just want to know a little bit more about when I did it, I hope you enjoy this video and I hope it helps. I started noticing that I was balding at like 15. I hadn't started, but I knew it was gonna happen. My friends had been picking on me since I was 15 about my hair loss. Not in like a, oh, my friends were picking on me, oh, it's just like, it's just how it is. It's like, you know, guys making fun of each other, and you know, I took it, you know, how it was. You know, I kept having to adjust my hair. I couldn't go outside. I couldn't take pictures. It was like dreadful to take pictures outside because if it was a windy day, boom, my hairline would be everywhere and I'd have to, you know, move it around for some pictures. Or like if I went to the gym and I was sweating, that just gets really thin, and it was just like, it was a lot, you know. Again, guys, none of this video is like for pity. Obviously I already did the hair transplant. I don't need any of like the Pablo, oh no, it's okay. It's great, thank you guys for that. I'm not trying to, I don't know, I hate being whatever. But yeah, those of you that are balding, you get the struggle, you know, it sucks. And then some of you, you know, you're embracing it, and I'm proud of you. That's sick. But I did not have that courage. Some things that I would recommend before you get a hair transplant. Definitely shave your head before you get a hair transplant. You might actually like how it looks, because think about this. Look, if you get your hair transplant, you're still gonna be bald. Not only bald, but swollen for a while. So you're gonna be bald already regardless, for a while at least. So I would recommend you shave your head, at least leave it for like a week or two, maybe a month. And maybe you like it, you know, and you could save your money. You will even save money on shampoo if you think about it. That's my first advice. Second advice, if you're 19 with hairline back here, buddy, do not do the hair transplant. Not yet, at least. If you have alopecia and you have spots where, you know, you're balding, definitely, and you want to take care of it, boom, definitely do it. Definitely do it. I did bald at an early age. I noticed it was receding like at 18, 19. That's when it started. 19 was really when it started to pick up. And I got my hair transplant done when I was 23.
When I was in my 20s, I could give it to you back to back to back just how you wanted it. Sure.
So right now I'm 24 years old. It's actually, like I said, a year after the hair transplant. And my only advice to myself, if I would have gone back in time, I would have said, I'm pretty sure in the couple clips that you're gonna see, you see me talking about it. It was a lot, man. Like, it was a lot. Like, it's crazy to think that I actually did it now that I'm past it. Before you even consider doing all this, try minoxidil, try finasteride, do those things together. And if you notice your hair growth, your hairline receding still, you might be cooked. But honestly, I was never too big on taking pills. I'm so inconsistent. I can't even take creatine or protein powder. So I knew that wasn't really an option for me. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm getting a hair transplant. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little buzzed, just slightly, but we missed our flight going to Istanbul. Our flight was delayed. This trip has been nothing but chaos, like, to say the least, and I've said it multiple times throughout the trip. First flight in Austin was delayed like 15 minutes, and that like set us up for failure. The missed connection in Newark, had to get instead of going to Frankfurt, we went to London, and it added like 6 hours to our flight. That flight got delayed. Finally made it to Istanbul. Our luggage was lost. It's now almost 1 a.m. and we're on our way to the hospital for me to get blood work done. And then I have to wake up tomorrow in the morning to get the surgery. Let's say you're 22 or 23, like I did, and you get your hair transplant, right? So I got all this, and then I got a little bit of hair here. And basically what the operation is they shave your head, right? And they take out hairs from the donor area. This area right here is called the donor area. This is where like men have the most amount of hair. I'm sure women too, but basically this whole area, we have so many hair follicles that it's able to like take some out and you'll still look pretty full. Imagine your hair was in this, right? Like this is your hair and it's like a little pot. They basically take the pot out with the hair in it, the plant, the hair, and they put it aside, and then later they start putting them in. So you're basically like propagating your hair like if you were a plant. I think I'm a little dehydrated. I'm ready, I'm sorry. I just ordered room service. I'm exhausted, I couldn't even film it. But yeah guys, this is the probable last look at my hairline. And like one thing is like, yeah, it's bad up here, but like it's also bad back here. I don't know if you can see that, but I've always struggled with my hairline. Guys, good night. Love you. See you tomorrow. Now we're gonna talk about like the operation, how it felt, how long it lasted. Guys, the operation hurts. Like it hurts because, I mean, actually it's different for a lot of people. Personally, it hurt. I didn't take the anesthesia too well. It hurt. Like when they put the anesthesia in, it feels like these needles going in, like thick needles. And then when they're coming out, it feels like fire because the anesthesia is coming out into your body. And it hurts, man. Like first they put it in the back, right? They numb all of this, pretty much all of this. Yeah, so I'm face down, right? And they numbed it. I'm already shaved. Anesthesia's in. That was the worst part for me. That was the worst. It felt like I couldn't move. It was horrible. Not that I couldn't move because of anesthesia, but like I couldn't move because there's needles in my head. And so like boom, it goes numb. After that, you just hear the and they do it one by one. I think I had 6,500 hairs implanted, and that's a lot. Right? So it all depends on how much donor hair you have. If you have more donor hair, you could get more hair added. If you have light hair back here, you could have less hair added. It's, you know, it's simple. It makes sense, right? After they took it all out, they give me a little lunch break. So they put hella bandages on me, and then they tell me like, you're gonna have a little lunch break. So I had a little lunch break. I was chopping it up with the other people that were getting a hair transplant. Just got done eating, halfway done through the procedure. They already pulled the donor hairs. I think they opened a little bit here. And so far so good. The anesthesia hurts a little bit. It hurts a lot honestly, but after that you don't feel anything. I fell asleep for like 3 hours. So yeah guys, I'll update you when I'm done. And then boom, back to work. They sit you down, still facing down, but a little bit like upwards so they could get this area now. And now that they have all the hairs separated onto a tray, what happens is they, you know, do the same process again, put anesthesia all through here. They start plugging them, and you're just sitting there for another 4.5 hours. Now, I'm not saying you're gonna take 4.5 hours. It really depends on who your doctors are, how much hair you got done. I did it with some of the best doctors in the world, in my opinion. Shout out at now.hairtime. This is their @ if you guys want to go check it out. They were super helpful, super helpful. They picked me up with a Maybach van from the airport. Now the reason I found these people and I chose to work with these people is because I saw Chris Bumstead, C-Bum, and if you don't know who that is, that's Mr. Olympia. He's one of the greatest. He is the greatest bodybuilder. He won the championship 7 times. And he's kind of like the image for manhood, right? And I saw him do it and I was like, man, if Chris Bumstead's doing it, why can't I do it? Chris, if you're seeing this, shout out you. You helped me get my hair transplant. And I look up to you for many things, not just that. But yeah, I saw he did it and he did it with this company. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna reach out to this company. Glad to work with me. Yeah, they did pay for my expenses. I do gotta disclose that and I happily will. I was very happy to work with them. But if I didn't get my expenses done, I paid for it. I would have still done it with them because they're very affordable. My one recommendation is to go do it in Turkey because it is cheaper and it's a beautiful country. I don't know any political stuff going on, so if there is something, I'm sorry, I don't mean to offend anyone. After the operation, I can't believe I actually did this. The hard part's done. I wanted to be completely transparent with the entire procedure. I usually have a very expressive face, but I can't move my face right now because if I move, it could move something. So I'm not moving my face intentionally. I'm actually very excited. Feels like shit, but like really deep in on your skull. I literally fell asleep for like 3 hours when they were putting in the hair. Now, post-op, I can't move my head for 3 days. I have to sleep sitting up for 3 days. And then after 3 days until the 10th day, I have to sleep on my back. No side turning at all. You have to sleep on your back because any little brush that could touch the hair can pull it out. Anyways, I'll keep you guys updated. After the operation was rough. So now you're done, right? You're sleeping like this for 3 nights. First night was miserable. Not necessarily because it's intolerable, but because my dummy head, I was taking my pills, and they give you all these pills that you're supposed to take for like you know, for medication, painkillers, and I thought I went through the list of pills that I had to take, and I thought I took them all. Silly me, forgot to take the painkillers. Yes, so the first night was miserable, like horrible. Because imagine, like, you have an open wound on your entire head. 6,500 wounds. Took it, fell right asleep. Next day, you go and they wash your head. Okay, it's now the next day after the surgery. I haven't had breakfast. I'm on my way to the doctor's. In the middle of the night, I kind of woke up and touched it, and I was like, oh my God. I'm happy I got through the first night. I was told that was the hardest night, so hopefully they get easier. Ow. I can't move my eyebrows. It kind of low-key took away my wrinkles. Kind of nice. You go back to the hospital, they wash your head, and I was in Istanbul for 3 nights. Second night I went, they washed my head, they took pictures, and now the second night you don't have the huge band-aid on you, but you have the open wounds. Okay, so I actually got a package. Let's see what this is. Oh. Ironically, I got a bunch of caps in the mail. Shout out Cap City, man. These are sick. Boom. Where was I? The pain throughout the day is not that bad. Now, some people have like this bandana around them, and it's because you have all this liquid in your head now, right? Because they filled it up with like saline, so you could, you know, so they won't hit your skull. And that liquid has to drain somehow. So that liquid goes downward due to gravity, right? Another thing with a hair transplant is, after your operation, for me, I got really swollen because I was terrible at looking down because I'm on my phone a lot. So all that liquid's going down towards my face. You really gotta be sitting up or back for the entirety of the time, because if not, you're gonna be swollen like I was. On the way back, my flights were horrible. So I would recommend you stay at least 5 nights in Istanbul after the operation. Actually, let me show you my emotions. I mean, you could see it in this clip right here. My head is still freaking swollen, but it's definitely getting better. I feel a lot better. I actually slept last night. But yeah, really what they did is they really thickened it. So that's gonna be on there for minutes. Last night, the pain wasn't nearly as bad. The itching got a little bad. It's getting worse. Anyways, guys, I'm so excited to tell you guys how this goes. I'm so excited to start growing some hair. Let's keep it up or whatever. And I see a lot of people talk about like my hairline, right? Like, damn, that's crispy, or like Pablo's balding. What happened? Look, guys, this is a year after, you know, boom. I'm being completely transparent. I want you guys to, you know, see for yourself. I had a lot of hairs done. In the future, I'm still gonna have to get this part, you know, more hair, because I'm still balding up here. You can't have sex for like a month. You can't masturbate for a month.
¿Te la jalas? ¿Yo jalármela?
You can't drink for a month. You can't smoke for a month. Tobacco, marijuana, cocaine, whatever you think, nothing. You can't work out for a month. That was a big one for me. You can't do anything for a month, anything that raises your blood pressure. Now, I'm not gonna lie, some of those I did fast forward just a little bit because XY reasons. And after month 2 or 3, it really depends per patient, even 4 sometimes, your hair starts shedding. Like the hair that they put in starts falling off. So now you look weird. Like month 3, you're gonna look weird. But as soon as that hair falls off, it starts growing back, like maybe a month later. Be patient, 2 months later, 5 months in, you're still gonna look kind of chopped cheese. But then boom, month 6 hits and your hair's starting to look pretty full. Like you're like, damn, I don't have to wear caps anymore. Like guys, I was wearing caps in every video at one point because it was getting bad, especially like to the gym. Even if they were uncomfortable, whatever, I still wore them because, you know, I had to look good for the camera. Now I could wear caps for fun. Like I don't have to wear them. Man, now that it's past all that, it was the best decision I could have made to get the hair transplant. I feel so confident. Obviously, I still get comments talking about my hairline, but I don't care. Like I feel good and that's what matters. Like at the end of the day, don't do this for other people's opinion. Do it for you. My hairline, a lot of people still think like, oh, Paulo, your forehead's freaking huge still. Why didn't you get it forward? Your body, your head is made a certain way. You see these wrinkles? So you see this line right here. I don't know if you could really see it right here. This right here is where like my scalp starts, not my forehead, my scalp, I think. Some shit like that they were explaining to me. Anything lower would look really goofy on me because it's just not my natural thing. I was naturally, I always had a big ass forehead. That's why like my friends were making fun of me balding when I was like 15 because I wasn't, I just had a big ass forehead. You know, you don't realize how many people are balding until you're like 25, 24, 23. And then as soon as I got it done, so many people started asking me where I did it, how much did it cost? And I was like, damn, like this many people struggle with this insecurity? Like what the hell? I thought I was like alone because none of my friends were balding in my eyes. But basically, I feel like I got a male BBL or whatever. The male version of getting a BBL is getting a hair transplant because it's like the most common one for guys. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't like a diss on guys getting BBLs. I don't care if you get a BBL, man. If you want to do it in the US and get 6,000 hairs like I did, it's gonna cost you anywhere from $6,000 to $12,000. Realistically, you're gonna be looking at $12,000. I asked how much my operation would have cost in Turkey, and if I would have done, you know, the whole package that I did, it would have cost me anywhere from like $3,000 to $4,000 for this many hairs, with hotel, with Maybach pickup at the airport. Post-operation, they gave me like all these medicines to take, all these like shampoos. Not only that, you go across the country, guys, you get to see the world. Guys, Istanbul's food, it's like Turkish food for me, is like up here. It's insane, guys. It's very similar to Mexican, which obviously is up here for me. Basically, guys, with that being said, I hope you guys, you know, learned a little bit about this. I hope it makes your decision on getting a hair transplant a little easier. And I hope you guys that are struggling with any insecurities, whatever it is, you find a way to fix it. Whether it's your weight, hair, you could fix it. You know, there's no better feeling than loving yourself, guys. Once you love yourself, the rest just comes. Today's quote of the day is one of my favorites, is don't wait for later. Later sometimes doesn't come. Later, maybe you're not interested. Later, maybe the words won't mean the same thing. Later, you know, things could change and maybe you're not in a situation where you're able to do it. Do it scared, do it sad. I love you guys, take care.